The people said the Giants would be 0-17 this season, but the Jets responded by saying, anything you can do, Giants, we can do worse. Much worse. As the meme goes, our expectations were low, but holy fuck. The Jets lose in lifeless fashion to the Cowboys. The Giants start a little hot, but succumb to the lowly Saints. The Eagles finally lose, but you know what? I win because I get to hang out and talk with my two buddies. I bet you didn't see that coming. This is the Week 5 recap show of the Forced Fumble. I am D-Pro. I'm joined by JD and Chewbacca. Check us out on YouTube at the Forced Fumble, on Instagram at the Forced Fumble, or subscribe on Apple or Spotify. So Mark Sanchez gets stabbed trying to attack an Uber driver. Did any of you have Mark Sanchez embarrassing himself more so than the butt fumble on your bingo cards this season?
No, no.
Maybe not. Maybe ever.
I thought Mark Sanchez peaked when we had the footage of him eating the hot dog on the sidelines.
That was peak Sanchez, yeah.
But this, I think, tops it. This is crazy old man shit, man.
And how about everybody paying tribute to him, like get well soon? And it felt like the WWE doing the Chris Benoit tribute show. And then
Yikes.
Wow.
And then the about face immediately afterwards, like, oh, never mind, whoopsies.
Yeah, I saw the Jets tweeted out, like, speedy recovery and thoughts are with his family, this and that. And the dude got pepper sprayed and stabbed because he allegedly assaulted someone, I should say.
I mean, the thoughts are still with his family, though, because this is embarrassing.
Those poor kids.
Absolutely ridiculous. And more information is coming out right now as we record this, but, he was doing like wind sprints in an alley or something because he wanted to fight this guy. A whole bunch of crazy nonsense. I don't know what bigger crime, this or that long, flowing, locks that he grew in his late 30s, which felt a little much. I know, JD, you're a fan of that, but I'm not.
Yeah. Love me's long hair on Latin men. Yes. Oh yeah. Big fan. But I will say this whole incident with the Jets tweeting out and everything, it just got me thinking about the butt fumble, of course. I do feel that was the most honest moment in Jets history. You've got a guy literally running into his own team's failure, right? It's just like the perfect scene, the perfect summation of what the Jets really are.
It was terrible. It ruined a holiday. It was on Thanksgiving. And then, of course, it was against the Patriots of all teams, my most dreaded rival. It was so terrible. And it keeps getting brought up year after year after year. And this whole thing's just going to bring it right back. We've got a lot to cover here on the Forced Fumble. We're going to be talking about the halftime show at the Super Bowl. They just announced Bad Bunny, or as Jay called him, Big Bunny, as the halftime show act. So we're going to get into that a little bit, what the halftime show means to us and what we expect from it. And I'm going to be introducing a segment called How Far Would You Go? Specifically targeted at you, JD. I'm going to be asking you what lengths you'd be willing to go to see your lowly Chicago Bears win a Super Bowl in your lifetime. It's going to get weird. It's going to get gross. And we're also going to be doing L's of the week. So anything that we deem appropriate to talk about that was a big L, whether it's in our lives or in football or in fantasy football, we're going to bring it up. So guys, the halftime show, this was something that meant something entirely different when we were growing up. It was kind of like a lifetime achievement award. It was artists like Michael Jackson and Prince to the Rolling Stones, just play the hits. And now it's kind of more of an opportunity for us to actually hear what our children are listening to when they're they have their AirPods on in the backseat of the car. So starting with you, JD, how do you feel about this?
I used to be one of those people who said, well, why can't they put Metallica up there? And why can't they put up, my favorite band? But then I put my narcissism aside and said, wait a minute. Pepsi owns this halftime show, right? Brought to you by Pepsi. What does Pepsi want to do? They want to sell soda and their whole umbrella of products. And how did they do that? They have to put the top selling artists, whether I like them or not, on that main stage for 13 minutes in a glorified commercial that is one leotard shy of a Broadway musical. And I have to sit through it, and that's okay. I just came to that realization, Well,
because technically you don't have to sit through it. You could get up and take a piss, or you can get up and have a beer.
Just like Howard Stern, if you don't like it, change the channel. So that's kind of where my mindset's at. Chewbacca, how about you?
So I don't watch the halftime show ever because I do a questionnaire, and I'm usually marking it during the questionnaire. usually 30 to 50 sheets. It's just how I spend my Super Bowl Sunday. But same to your point, JD. Like my parents knew Michael Jackson, and probably not just because he was in the Jackson 5 in the 70s, but I loved Michael Jackson. I just feel like, sure, last year I got it. Kendrick Lamar, my kids are listening to his They Not Like Us and whatever else not. I mean, it turned into a whole production with all these hidden meanings and whatnot. Fine, but it's big or bad? I really don't know. It's Bad Bunny, right? It's Bad Bunny. I've never heard
Big Bunny.
I've never heard of Bad Bunny. It's just more of what we've been getting. To me, it's like I'm not going to watch it anyway. I really don't care. But like again, who the hell is this guy? Where did he come from? Why is he doing American sports' biggest halftime show when he's, I believe, not even doing shows in America because he's got a problem with what ICE is doing. So I don't get it.
JD, I think you hit it on the head with it's all about kids, and it's all about, like selling Pepsi to them, and it's all about establishing this new generation of fans of the NFL. And it's all about revenue generation. Just look at all these games that are happening internationally. They're trying to expand to international market. Roger Goodell really has no shame, and the whole landscape has evolved in a way where we are no longer the target market. And the sooner we understand that, I think, is the better.
Super Bowl is international now. Like they broadcast everywhere and a lot of people watch it. So therefore they got a global artist, one of the best selling global artists of the moment,
Really?
in Big Bunny. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Big Bunny's big. Yeah.
Well, he just did a residency in Puerto Rico. We were just over there for a family vacation, and he was there doing a residency. And I literally couldn't name a single song, but
Same, but it's
as
money.
JD. But yeah, he's an artist. I'd rather see my teenagers in the room watching this than not. I think it's cool that at least it brings them to the table.
Pretty cool. I get a kick out of the people who do then take to online and publicly share their opinion. Like, what happened to real music? It's like, bro, your playlist is now just songs from car commercials. Okay. They treat these pyrotechnics and the choreography like personal attacks on them. Too sexy, too loud. It's like, yeah, welcome to music, grandpa. Okay.
I
So
know. I see it as an opportunity for a cultural moment, and sometimes I'm a part of it, and sometimes I'm not. I remember
yeah,
back in,
and
was
that's
it
okay.
2014 when Bruno Mars played the show? We saw him as something other than just a good singer and a pretty face, somebody who was an artist, and that's the opportunity that lies before them, and a lot of these artists take advantage of it. But then, like you said, a lot of people go on it. Oh, on the weekend, this was boring, and what's with the mask? Why are you still wearing masks and all this? I'm like, just take your personal opinion out of it, and if you don't like it, just walk away. No harm, no foul.
Fill up your plate, fill up your pint, whatever you're gonna do.
Why is the world not tailored to my exact nostalgia and fear of change? Calm.
So I
It's
read
gonna
this
be
Business
okay.
Insiders article, guys, and it listed artists that they would like to see perform at the halftime show. And I was expecting to see AC/DC, Metallica, who's, for the sake of this show, their time has passed. How do you feel about these artists? Outkast reuniting.
Not big enough on the global scale,
Not
even
big enough.
national at this point. Yeah.
Pink.
I would say they'd be a nice little segment in a bigger performance.
Agreed. How do you feel about Pink? Maybe 10 years ago? I mean, she has quite a body of work and quite a body.
What if they did like Pink and Christina and Britney, like brought all those girls, throw Mandy Moore in if you can't get one of them, like
Mandy
something like
Moore.
that. Jessica Simpson, and just have them all like come up and I don't know, combine to do each of their songs. That'd be cooler than having, I think, any single one of them.
How about this? So Outkast's one of their biggest albums called Stankonia, and then you got Pink, call it Pink Stank. What do you think of that? Is that not PG or Pink
I
Stank?
think
No? Okay.
I think that takes the cake on the most sophomoric thing that's been said on this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of competition.
I'm sharp, man. I'm real quick.
You know what
Uh,
my favorite artist
Hi-yo.
listed in this article, though? My
Sorry.
favorite artist listed in this article, Janet Jackson, comes back
oh, little redemption moment. Interesting.
and shows full tits.
There we go.
Just full
There we
on, like
go.
6-year-old tits. Like, just let them
Yes.
see them,
Yes.
I mean, that would get people talking.
Love titties at a halftime
That's a revenge story right there.
I think this halftime thing is like a moth to a flame, burned by the fire.
Mm,
I think we can
Ooh, I
move
love
on.
the Janet connection
yeah.
there.
And then the titties. Then titties. Yes.
So would
I'm
she
a
end with the
lyricist.
titties or just do it mid-song in the middle?
Maybe one at a
That's
time. Yeah.
one at a time. She already did the first one. She's waited 20 years
Never
for the
fall in
second or
love
whatever it is.
again. Serious though, one I think would be a great idea if they could pull it off, meaning from a negotiation standpoint, Taylor Swift. Why not?
Well, they apparently offered it to her already, and she didn't want to do it for free. She doesn't need the exposure, so I don't blame her. And I kind of like the new album, if I'm being honest. My daughter, I showed you, JD.
Trust
My
you on that
daughter,
one. I'll
daughter got
trust
some
your opinion.
vinyl.
I won't research it.
I mean, they're well-written songs. That one tune that she wrote, unsurprisingly, with Max Martin, the Fate of Ophelia, whatever. That's a good tune. It's legitimately a good song.
Hey, Chewbacca, did you recall asking Depro about any of this?
No,
His
but
opinion. His opinion.
I like
on the
when-
new
I've never
album?
asked
I
Chewbacca
like
about
when he
most
shoots.
things, and he
I
still
like when he
lets me know.
shoots from the hip.
Track number 8 is a spectacular jaunt, and no one asked.
So let's move on to a segment I've been very excited about all week called How Far Would You Go? So I like to think of weird stuff like this, maybe because I grew up watching Fear Factor and shit like that. But what scenario would you be willing to execute in order to see your team? Because we know they ain't going to get it, on traditional means, to see your team secure a Super Bowl victory. So, JD, you were very, very young. You're like 7 or something years old when your team won a Super Bowl. And I think actually they won a Super Bowl, the Chicago Bears, before you were even a fan. I think you jumped on the bandwagon a little bit there. Am I wrong there?
The Super Bowl cemented it. Like I jumped on the bandwagon, the lead up, and then the Super Bowl really brought it home for your boy. And I will say an important piece of context here is I am a diehard Bears fan. So I have a Chicago Bears logo tattoo on my leg. Okay. So this is like my life, man. That's
Agreed.
a big piece of context.
Okay, so let's see what JD would be willing to do.
Yeah, you lead.
Okay. Okay, number 1, not attend a concert for 10 years. Would you be willing to do it to see your Bears win a Super Bowl? 10 years.
Yes. I'm getting older. I'm getting crankier. Music is loud. I need to get an aisle seat in case I have to get up and go take a piss mid-show. So it pains me as a big music fan, as you can see from the questionable taste in music behind me. But yes, I would take that to see the Bears win a Super Bowl, not go to a concert for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, yes, I put it right at the line where it was a difficult decision because I felt the same way.
Yeah.
They're only going to get harder, JD, from here. Okay. How far would you go? Eat exclusively at the Olive Garden for a year, every day for a year.
Context here. I am a very proud Italian American. My grandmother would roll over in her grave if I even walked into the door of an Olive Garden. I'd probably burn like a vampire stepping into a church. No, can't do it.
Oh, we couldn't do it. Those
Can't
are
do
good breadsticks, though, JD. You're sure?
Breadsticks. Endless breadsticks, though.
What
Ugh.
about you, Chewbacca? How do you feel about that one? Like if you were, in JD's shoes.
I don't think I've been to a concert in 10 years, so that's irrelevant.
Way
Yeah,
to make it entertaining there, Chewbacca.
What's that?
Nothing.
Shut up. I wouldn't go to an Olive Garden every day for a week to see the Yankees win a World Series.
There you go.
I mean,
Even you have standards.
but contextually, the Yankees have won, like 58 World Series?
Exactly. So I'm sorry this segment doesn't really, but I'm enjoying you interviewing JD for all
I
these
hope you are, yeah.
random examples.
I like
next-
sidebar Chewbacca today. This is good, man. I've just been cracking up.
I don't watch the halftime show, and I don't care if
You did a
wins Super
killer Ed
Bowls.
McMahon though before.
It's like, I'm not really interested in this stuff. I have no opinion.
Hey,
Right.
I don't know why you just did me as like Woody Allen, but
Well, the shoe fits. Okay, next. Lose a finger or toe of your choosing.
to see the Bears win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you have to see. Come on. You got to think about it. You got to be specific with which finger or toe.
I'd
Look,
give a pinky toe for a medium Domino's pizza, pepperoni, crispy right now. So
See, I knew somebody was going to say the pinky toe, but the pinky toe is what maintains balance. You're going to be falling
Yeah.
all over the
It's
place.
a good
I've
anchor.
heard that before, but I can't imagine that to be true.
Well, there's only one way to find out, as they say.
How do you like that pepperoni? Well done.
Yeah. There's only one way to find out. We could ask if any of the 3 people who download the podcast are podiatrists, and they could chime in
That'd be
in
cool.
the chat.
Instead of chopping off a toe, they're probably chopping off their own oxygen supply as they listen to this episode tonight.
They love it, man. They love it.
This is tied to me and my age. As I'm getting older, I'm gaining weight. I'm just a mess. Therefore, I'm not running anywhere. So maybe I'll, take off one of my middle toes.
And there's no quicker way to lose weight than that.
That's
Well, I was going to say, I thought he was going to go for the big toe. And I was like,
there we go.
the weight difference between a middle finger toe, a middle toe, and a big toe, it's marginal.
No, but the big toe is that's the chief of the
Yeah,
Indian.
you can't go
get rid of that one. Okay, this next one's very weird. Okay.
Could you do a lot of things without your pinkies?
I don't know. I think that's key to the grip, man. Key to when you're when you're gripping. I think it's pretty key. Like that can, yeah, like beer can.
One of the middle three toes is probably the one way to go. That does make the most sense.
There we go.
Okay, to see your Chicago Bears win a Super Bowl, spend a full hour inside a house with an actual bear, but you don't know which room it's in or if it's eaten dinner yet, and you can't close any of the door.
Hell no.
Even if it's like a cub,
a little guy.
Little
Adorable.
Little bear.
Are you allowed to hide and stuff?
Oh, sure, you can hide, but it's probably gonna find you. Yeah, hungry bear.
How long does it have an attic with pull down stairs? Is it a pop up in one of the closets? Like, I'm already thinking of how to get.
You don't know. You don't know where this bear is.
Could be one of these big old Russian brown bears that are just gonna rip your face off. You're talking about hiding. What if I put the lampshade over my head? Stand there. Am I good?
I think this could be a brilliant reality show, like just for whether Super Bowl tickets or tickets to see your favorite thing, or like a Make-A-Wish, like whatever you want will make happen, but you have to do this.
Put a Make-A-Wish kid with a live bear. It's amazing.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
Is it not? It's not what you said.
That's
okay. This is good. I like this. Good bit.
Okay. Would you do the following, JD, to see your bear?
Oh, we're still going. Okay.
Still going. A couple more. Drink a cup of unidentified pee.
So,
urine's quite sterile. Here's where my lizard brain comes in and is like my Dwight Schrute brain. Well, technically, urine is rather sterile once it leaves the urethra.
That sounds like a yes to me.
I'm thinking, yeah, buddy. As long as it's fresh and warm, I think I might be gurgle, gurgle. Let's go.
Does it make it better or worse if it was like my pee or like Jay's pee, like somebody you know's pee? I feel like it makes it worse because then every time you see us, you're going to think about drinking our pee.
Deep bro, you're like a modern day Larry King. These questions are really, really tight, man.
What about his own pee? My buddy Ryan once drank his own pee, but it was mostly water. For me to do a California knockout. You know what a California knockout is?
Yeah, it's when you're trying to pass a drug test.
No, a California knockout's when you basically bend over and hyperventilate until you really get so lightheaded, and you stand up and you hold your like this, and you get bear hug from the back. And you just hold your breath until you basically are forced to exhale. And at this point, you're pretty much knocked yourself out, and you've had to be laid out on the ground. So we used to do them because we were stupid when we were young. And he said, "I want you to do it." I said, "You got to drink your own piss." He drank a lot that night. He kept pissing out, drinking a lot of water. The pint of piss he drank was basically clear. It was mostly, but he drank his own pint of piss, and I did a California knockout.
I mean, my own, I would drink my own for it. One Jets win this season.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so yes, I would. I fear if I drink Chewbacca's urine, I might not be able to pass a breathalyzer after that.
That's fair. Here's our last one. Would you do this to see your Bears win the Super Bowl? Sit next to Chewbacca on a flight to Australia and listen to him try to wrap up a point he's trying to make.
I'm not that desperate, D-Bro. Thank you, though.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Easy joke, Chewbacca. I love you, man.
So L's of the week. Who's got L's of the week? Because I've got one.
Go ahead.
So one of my good buddies in one of my leagues that I commission, he texted me today and said, "Hey, in our league, quarterbacks don't lose points for getting sacked." And I said, "Yeah, that's been a rule in the league for a while now." He's like, "Well, I think it should be."
It's not even a rule.
It's not. It's just part of the scoring. It's just like a default scoring thing. I think it's logical. He's upset because he lost by, I think, like a point and a half. And if you lost like 2 points for a sack, which who does that, he would have won. This is the same individual who started a quarterback who was hurt. So, like,
no sympathy.
I'm sorry, man. Like like, and this is a good buddy of mine, but please don't like come barking at me about rules and wanting stat changes when it suddenly affects you negatively. Like that's just bullshit to me. Sorry. Moving on.
I think running a fantasy league is akin to babysitting. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone just becomes kindergarten grade logic and mental capacity when it comes to fantasy sports. Run 2 leagues currently. One's my family, one's my friends, but sometimes I'm like, come on, man, you got to work with me here. There's
Yeah.
not a logical thing you're suggesting here.
I had a guy, and you know who I'm talking about, JD and Chewbacca. I don't think you know this, but a guy a few years ago who emailed me because Lamar Jackson knelt at the end of the game, as you want to do as quarterback when you're running out the clock, and he was pissed because he lost rushing yards, because that's how pretty much every league operates. You lose running yards if you kneel the ball, and he lost like 2 yards, which took him under 100 yards. So he lost the bonus and he lost his matchup. And he went off on me. That's the way the game is played, you know?
It's off the box score. Fantasy is based on stats. The stats are right there in the box score. If you ended up with 98 yards, guess what? You know, like, are you
Yeah.
serious?
If you
Are you
take the
serious?
ball and step backwards 1.5 to 2 yards, you're getting 1.5 to 2 yards off of your box score.
Off of
Like
your
science, folks.
Right. It's not that crazy of a thought. Again,
wow.
logic completely out the window with these children in our leagues.
Yeah. So do either of you have an L of the week?
I do. Look, losers lose. That's what they do. That's why they're called losers.
Why are you looking at me, Jay?
What's that?
Said, why are you looking at me when you say that?
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at both of you. Uh, there's nothing in the box score that is glaring that would tell you that the Jets should have lost the game. They didn't miss field goals. They didn't miss extra points. They didn't score all the touchdowns, obviously, but they controlled the ball 10 minutes more than Dallas. But here they are. They're 0-5 on the season. They're 0-3 at home. Losers lose. And the Jets are a bunch of fucking losers. From the top to the towel guy, they are losers. It's a loser franchise. It's a loser mentality. I feel bad because a lot of those guys are just still licking their wounds from the Marlins making their Mets losers. So the Jets are the big L of the week.
Poverty franchise. It's like what I like to call the Jets.
I hate the expression, but it's fair. And I got to tell you, there are people out there I know who are fans of the Mets and Jets. And man, I don't have time for that much sadness in my life. Only one loser franchise for me. Can't do it.
My L of the week goes to Shedeur Sanders. So now, hey, y'all want to chime in on him? Feel free. I brought this up because everyone has an opinion on Shedeur at this point in some way, shape, or form. But I'm watching him in the locker room as Dylan Gabriel was announced. Just got a promotion. Benching Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel number 1, Shedeur Sanders still quarterback 3, QB3 on that depth chart. So instead of like a mature, sane individual answering questions to the reporter, he decided to mime his responses back to them. At this point, I feel like Cleveland has been cursed for decades. Right? Kind of like the Jets, but Cleveland's got its own blend of misery. And Shedeur was the influencer who was sent there to document all of it for us. So now we're seeing a lot of locker room with Cleveland thanks to Shedeur. This dude, he dresses like a superstar, but I don't even think the Browns have Wi-Fi in their stadium. So it's such like an odd mix here of personality and ego and just Cleveland lameness. I don't know. What do you guys think about Shedeur and the whole sitch?
I mean, I know what him and his dad did at Colorado. Big deal. But I don't really have an opinion on him because until he plays some football in the NFL, he's really irrelevant to me.
I mean, for me, and I don't want to pile on here, but I thought he was kind of a joke when he made that huge draft party. Said you're setting yourself up for failure. You know, you're not on the same
Legendary.
level. Yeah, you're not on the same talent level as your father, but you're acting like it. And then he waited 5 rounds, and it really, you would think, man, this is going to humble this guy. And I was rooting for him. I was rooting for him in training camp. And then this asshole, instead of acting like a mature young man that, you know, like pick any of my children, they would have responded in a more mature manner, acted like a damn fool. And this is not like, if you were good enough to get the starting job right now, you would have had it. Like, this is an opportunity to shut the fuck up and learn. And when it's your time, it's your time. You're a young man. So yeah, I was absolutely mortified. I'm just waiting for the Deion Sanders, like, haters gonna hate, like, tweet. out probably afterwards because he doesn't seem like the kind of dad who actually disciplines his son, more just kind of enables him. So I
Yep,
thought it was a bunch of bullshit.
exactly that, man. Hold the clipboard, hold your ego, and try to just learn. And try to just learn because you have an opportunity to just be classy. To just be classy, say all the right things, whether you believe them or not. Say them and sound believable, and then bitch behind closed doors, bitch to your inner circle, whatever. But he's not taking that opportunity, it seems, and you know he's going to be the one to pay for it in the end.
Yeah, at the moment, it's looking like Shedeur's legacy in Cleveland will just be this. He's going to be the man that will make Johnny Manziel look focused.
Yeah.
It's that simple to me. Like that's how it's going. That's you have a great opportunity here to be someone to galvanize the franchise, lead a culture shift, and yet we get him, pantomiming in the locker room like a clown.
But give it to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns that drafted Johnny Manziel would have drafted Shedeur Sanders in the first round, not the fifth round, and he'd be their next Cleveland Brown bust. So quarterback bust. So at least they showed some discipline and grabbed him in, like, it was the fifth round, right? You said the fifth
Mhm.
round, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
as a Jets fan, I want to absolutely, genuinely thank the Cleveland Browns franchise for making the Jets look slightly less foolish for the things that they do, and
One,
the absolute
one,
horrible product they put on the field. Because at least they're not bad.
1 and 1A are really not that much different.
Like, man, I'm trying. I'm grasping at straws here, Chewbacca. Give me something. Give me something to go by.
I'm pretty sure the Browns won a game. In fact, they knocked a bunch of people out of the pool. They might have knocked you out of the pool.
Damn it! Why are you doing this to me, Chewbacca? Come on.
Totally mushed myself last week. Well, I'm the only one in this podcast still
You
in the
did,
pool.
yes.
I was
Speaking
still
of,
in the pool.
One of your handles were still in the
yeah,
pool.
One of
and
my
you're not
hand-
allowed to brag if you got
Yeah.
multiple handles.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, exactly. You got zero credit.
They're
for
like,
Chewbacca.
I got 2 handles.
If the Bills lose at home to the Patriots tonight, I'll have no handles.
Ooh, saucy.
Nice.
Well, we'll see. By the time you hear this, they may have happened.
But my pick were the Rams. All right. So here they are playing the San Francisco 49ers practice squad this past Thursday night. So I was like, this is a layup. All right. So I thought, I'm golden. Here we go.
Power Kyle
Divisional
Shanahan,
game.
I guess, huh?
Divisional game, short rest for both teams Thursday night.
Every time. Every
What
time.
I like on Thursday nights are the random crappy team playing the random good team, different conference. I like those on Thursday nights.
So Chewbacca, you got a playbook then for your eliminator strategy, how you select and who you actually, I think just as importantly, who you don't select.
Not really. I try to just look at the biggest point spread. I mean, it's kind of lame, but I used to love going after West Coast teams playing at 1 o'clock. Ooh, it's a West Coast team. And then I got knocked out like several years in a row using that strategy. So I threw that out.
Here I was setting you up to be some sort of like genius
Savant,
with this
genius.
methodical formula and this tried and true strategy. And you're like, yeah, just look at the Vegas point spread and go with that. Okay,
Look at
Mr.
the
Okay,
favorite.
Draft King. Good job. Anyway.
So this has been fun, guys. I want to thank you all for listening. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Jets play the London game this Sunday, so don't ruin your bacon and eggs with those losers. Do literally anything else. Sew your face to the carpet, punch yourself in the dick, set your hair on fire. It'll hurt.
Blow
a
yourself
lot.
with braces. Yes.
Yes, do that too. We'll see you next time on the Force Fumble.
Later.